Hey there, checking in. Something that I've been thinking about for a couple of days now. It seems to have come up a lot last week. Is progress and measuring progress. Progress is not linear. It is not on a flat line ever. Your progress is gonna go like this. Why? Because you're alive. If you want a flat line, you're going to be dead. So your progress is going to go up, and then it's going to go down. And you're going to drop weight, and then you're going to gain some. And then you're going to drop some, and then you're going to gain some. If your food intake and your workouts are consistent. If those are not consistent, your progress is just going to go like this, because you need consistency in order to see progress, and you need consistency for a certain amount of time, and it's longer than you think before you're going to see progress. So we use several tools to measure progress. We use the scale. The scale is a number. It's a damn number. It does not measure you. It doesn't measure your worth or your value or your intelligence or your sexiness or freaking nothing. It tells me how much you weigh, and who cares. All right. The second thing that we use for measuring progress is measurements. So every week when you get the reminder to update your measurements, do it. I need that. Because sometimes the scale will go up, but the measurements will go down. And that is progress. That is great progress. That means that you are losing fat. Fat is unhealthy. In excess quantities, fat is unhealthy. So the majority of the population, about 85% of the population is overweight. Okay, that is a freaking statistics right out of my textbook. I just took a certification earlier this year, and that's the fact of the matter. So if your measurements are going down, but the scale is staying the same, the scale is flatlined. Okay, the scale flatlines because it's dead. All right, so you use the measurements, and those go down. And in fact, when those go down or up in certain areas, that gives me further information to know like how your strength is possibly progressing, or maybe if we need to do a hormone check and see how things are going there. So measurements are extremely important. Another way that we measure progress is, how are you sleeping? If you're sleeping good, if you're sleeping less, more, whatever. Another way that we measure progress is how much energy you have during the day for your workouts, for all the daily things you need to do. That's another check. How else do we measure? We measure in how do your clothes fit? That's huge. That's so huge. Your clothes can fit tight, they can fit loose, they can fit different, they can fit differently in different areas. So all of that's really important information, really good feedback for me to get. What else? Overall feeling, like, do you feel more happy? Do you feel more stable? Do you feel agitated? Do you feel stressed? Stress can be a huge thing. Do you feel accomplished, strong, or confident? Those are all huge tools in measuring progress. Okay, and in all these things, your measurements, the scale, the energy, the stress, the good moods, the confidence, all that is going to go up, and it's going to go down, and it's going to go up, and it's going to go down, because no progress is linear. We are not machines. We are not dead. We are alive human beings that have to deal and cope and manage with daily life, on top of trying to do something for you where you want me to go. Sometimes you can also totally freak yourself out with your own perceived progress or lack of progress or whatever. So it can be really good for you to have listen for feedback. People will tell you when you look good. People will also tell you when you look like crap, even though you don't want them to. They're really good at telling you things. I don't know why people think they need to just tell you things, but they do. So listen. Sometimes it's good feedback. Sometimes even if it's not good feedback, it's good to step back for a moment and go, well, gee, what am I doing? I mean, is what I'm doing causing me so much stress that the rest of the entire world can see it? So maybe I should back down and focus on reducing my stress a little bit. And maybe too, they were just full of shit and you can blow it off. So that's it's all relative. But those are tools we use for measuring progress, and being patient and being kind with yourself and working step by step along your goals, taking those little tiny baby steps, working and working towards that larger goal. But the way that you get there is that you just take tiny steps, this one and this one and this one, and every time you make a tiny step, you mark it down and you cross that off because that was a little goal. And you take the next step and you mark it off and you keep it going and you keep that consistency going, and then one day you get to your goal that you had set a time limit on because it was a small goal, it was an attainable goal, it was a measurable goal, and it had a timeline. That's how you set a goal. Those are the steps to setting a goal. If you don't ever put a timeline on your goal, you are never ever going to get there, because why should you? You have no reason. You have this nice idea of maybe something you kind of sort of want, but it's not actually a goal. So reassess, know that progress goes like this, and be kind to you because you need it. Not everybody else is kind to us, and you need to be kind to yourself. All right, have a great day. I'm going to pick up my kid now. I will talk to you all later. Questions, comments, drop them. I'll get back to you.